recapitulate what we discussed last, maybe add something to it. The first one was Shraddha, that is faith. We translate it as faith, but the first point is this Shraddha, the object of this Shraddha in this context are spiritual truths. What is our real nature? What is the real nature of the world? What is God? What is the relation between us and God and the world? Now, these spiritual entities, these are the object of this faith. Because in the worldly life also we exercise Shraddha in people, in systems and all that, but that is not the context, that is not the object of faith here. The object of faith here are spiritual truths, or is spiritual truth. What is the spiritual truth? That is the object of faith. The source are the aptas. Aptavakya is the source. Where to put our faith in when it comes to spiritual life? That source is aptavakya. That is the utterances of aptas. Aptas are those who have realized the truth, who are completely unselfish. They have no self-interest, and who have compassion for humanity. Their words. So these words we find in the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita as also in the teachings of saints. So that becomes the source. That is where we know where to put our faith in. The effect of this faith is what we should think about. This faith, Vyasa Maharshi in commentary says, Chittasya samprasadaha. Shraddha Chittasya samprasadaha. That is clarity of the mind. When there is faith, there is clarity, there is certitude. A person who has faith has no more confusion, has no more doubt as to what is the truth. That doubt is not there. There is no confusion in such a person. Such a person may read books, listen to talks and all that, but in the heart of hearts, that person is very sure that this is the truth. So that certitude comes from Shraddha. The second thing that comes from Shraddha is love for the ideal. What we have our faith in, we love that object of our faith. So Shraddha gives love. And third and most important, Shraddha brings commitment. We commit our life to realizing what is the object of our faith. Now that is what we should look into. What kind of faith do we have? Does it make us love the object of our faith? Are we sure about the truth? And most importantly, are we committed to realizing the object of our faith in this our life? Are we dedicating our life to that pursuit which will lead us to realizing the object of our faith? So this is the effect of faith on the life of a spiritual aspirant. It gives certitude, it gives love, it gives commitment. So that is the effect of this faith. Its role in our life is like, this is the right reason to undertake spiritual life. See this, Sri Ramakrishna talks of traditional farmers, Traditional farmers, the amateur ones, if there is one bad season, they give up farming. But traditional farmers do not. They keep on harvesting. So also a person who has taken to spiritual life based on this faith doesn't give up spiritual life because of the failures. That is the role. It is the right reason to undertake spiritual life. If we have undertaken spiritual life for any other reasons, a small obstacle will discourage us to pursue our spiritual life, if the reason is not right. But if we undertake spiritual life based on faith, then no matter how many obstacles, we will continue our spiritual life. So that is the right reason to undertake spiritual life. And secondly, it protects us. Vyasa Maharshi said, Janani Vasa Kalyani Yoginam Pati. She protects the yogi like a mother because she is interested in our own good, in our kalyana. So that is the faith. It has this role of protecting us in our spiritual life. Another point we should remember is it is not static, it is dynamic. It is not like a painting which is finished and framed and kept and doesn't change. It is not like that. It's like a tree. It grows. Faith grows. So these are the few points about the faith. The first of the upayas, the first of the means listed by Patanjali, Shraddha. As I said, this makes us commit to our spiritual life. It gives utsaha, virya. That is, when we are committed to something, we want to work towards it. To work that we need energy. So that virya is that energy. Energy to undertake spiritual practices. Virya is not only energy, it also means fortitude. That is to keep on going in spite of obstacles and this. When we fail, we should keep on going. That fortitude has also stamina because it's a very long journey. Setbacks, obstacles, all these should not stop us. That fortitude and stamina and energy all together, they are what is called virya. That is the second upaya. We all should have it. And the third, which we were discussing towards the end of our last class, is the smriti. Very important of the upayas, very crucial upayas. Translated smriti means memory. And it is one of the upayas, so one of the commentators calls it smriti sadhana. It's a spiritual practice of memory. When can it be practiced? So for meditation, there are preferred times between the junction of or a juncture of day and night, morning and evening. So there are preferred timings for meditation. But for smriti sadhana, there is no such time. It can be practiced throughout the day. Except when we are sleeping, it can be practiced. Smriti sadhana. That is the scope, or when can we practice it. What does it do? What is its purpose? Its purpose is to make every second count in spiritual sense. That is the purpose. That is the purpose of smriti sadhana. Every second, it should make count. A person who is established in smriti sadhana, his or her life, every moment will be a spiritual sadhana, will be an attempt at realizing the truth, at advancing towards experience of the truth. That is the ideal or the purpose of this smriti sadhana, to make every moment count. What is its role? How does it help? Our energies are presently being frittered away. We have so many drives, likes and dislikes. These give rise to impulses to act, either mentally or physically. Both are actions. We should understand mental action and physical action, both are actions. Both are, the source of both are the kleshas or the drives. And that is where the energy is frittered away. Our energy is frittered away. It's wasted in many unnecessary actions, mental and physical. Smriti sadhana will channelize this frittering away of energies. It will ensure that our energies are put to the best use. That is the role of this smriti sadhana. So it will channelize our energies. And when we are channelizing our energies, in the process, we are strengthening our virya. That is another important point we should understand. Just like muscle strength, this virya can be developed. As we exercise it, so it increases. This Smriti sadhana will give us a direction to exercise our energies. And the more we exercise our energies, the more energies will increase. It is not static, it can be increased. So that is its role, so to say. And then comes the important point as to what should be the content of the memory. See, when memory, remembering, what are we to remember? So that every moment it's counted, so that our energies are not frittered away. What are we to remember? Now, there is a gradation, there are layers. The sadhana keeps on becoming more and more subtle. The safest, not exactly easiest, but amongst the given means easiest, is remembering or repeating the name of the Lord that we have received from our Guru. Trying to remember as much as possible, at all times, the name of the Lord that we have received from our Guru. That name is the seed. It grows into a tree. How will it grow? By continuous repetition only it will grow, otherwise it will not grow. We have to continuously repeat the name of the Lord that we have received. It's not necessary that we have to sit on an asana and repeat. That is good, but at other times also, we should make this habit of remembering the name of the Lord received from our Guru. That is the, so to say, the safest and among all the means the easiest sadhana of Smriti. Remembering the name of the Lord received from our Guru, repeating it, chanting it internally, continuously. That is the first. In many devotional schools, this is the only sadhana. Keep on repeating name of the Lord, because this will lead to further, to more deeper and subtler sadhanas. So this is the first thing. This invariably will lead to watchfulness of what is happening in the mind. This continuous repetition of the name will lead to watchfulness. See, presently, it's almost like an autopilot mode, our life. We see something or we remember something, some reaction comes, and immediately the action happens. We just don't know what's happening. But this repeating name of the Lord will bring that sense of watchfulness in our mind. That quality as to we will know what is happening in our mind. We will know what kind of drive is coming. We will know where it is pushing us to. So that kind of watchfulness will come. That leads to the third stage, so to say, of discrimination. Viveka, the smriti, memory of discrimination, or we start discriminating. Whenever an impulse comes to act, we ask the question, is it necessary or unnecessary? Simple question. Whatever the drive is or whatever the impulse is to perform whichever action, is it necessary or unnecessary? If it is unnecessary, we need the energy to give it up, to desist from undertaking that action. Whether it is mental or physical, it doesn't matter. We spend so much time in mental actions. So whether it is mental or physical, it doesn't matter. We should desist from unnecessary mental action. Watchfulness gives us that opportunity to discriminate and give up what are unnecessary actions and what are necessary actions we have to undertake. Going to office is necessary. Watching a movie on television is unnecessary. It's as simple as that. Everyone knows instinctively what is necessary and what is not necessary. So we have to desist from these unnecessary actions and we have to choose only necessary action. That is one part of it. The second part is whatever necessary actions we undertake, with what bhava we have to undertake those actions so that we can reap spiritual benefits out of that. That bhava smriti. There is viveka smriti and then there is bhava smriti. The mental attitude with which we should undertake an action so that it becomes spiritually elevating, spiritually beneficial. That is also Smriti Sadhana. So this Smriti Sadhana has, as I said, various levels. It may start with simple repetition of name of the Lord continuously. That will lead to watchfulness, that will lead to discrimination, that will lead to avoiding these unnecessary actions and undertaking only necessary actions with right attitude. That is what this Smriti Sadhana helps us. It helps us, as I said, conserve our energies and channel them in the right direction. And such a person's every moment is a moment of sadhana. There is no doubt about it. So this Smriti Sadhana is extremely important in our spiritual life. It also grows as we practice, it grows. Our Smriti also can be exercised. Actually, this is the only sadhana where we have control. See, our Shraddha, we cannot increase it just by wishing. Just as hunger cannot be increased by wishing, so also Shraddha cannot be increased by wishing. But by Smriti Sadhana, we get a scope to exercise our virya, our energy. That can be increased by exercising. And when we increase our energies, when we utilize them in the right channel, these contribute to increase in faith. It's kind of a reverse engineering. Faith gives rise to virya, but exercising of energy again increases faith. And to exercise energy, we need this Smriti Sadhana. So this is what this Smriti Sadhana does. It, so to say, integrates our life. There is an English saying which says, putting your money where your mouth is. The person talks big but doesn't use the resources to fulfill the objectives which he or she believes in. So putting the money where your mouth is, in our case it will be putting our energies where our Shraddha is. So that is what Smriti Sadhana does. It helps us use our resources in line with our faith. It integrates our life. Smriti Sadhana will lead us to a point where our entire life will be a reflection of our faith. So the person becomes integrated. What I believe in, every moment of my life is spent, all my resources are spent in pursuit of achieving that objective, in pursuit of realizing what I believe in. So that is called integration. So integration happens through this Smriti Sadhana. That's why this Smriti Sadhana is very important. Its importance cannot be overstated, so to say. So these are the three upayas that Patanjali has stated. The other two are Samadhi and Prajna. So this Smriti Sadhana will lead to what is called Chitta Aikagriya, that is concentrated state of the mind. This is where this will lead us to in the scheme of things. In the first or second sutra, Vyasa Maharshi, he tells that yoga is not possible for a kshipta or vikshipta or mudha chitta. That is mind that is scattered or sometimes concentrated or dull. Such minds, yoga is not possible. Concentration is not possible. It is only possible in the ekagra chitta. Yastu ekagre chetasi. Sadhyotamartham pradyotayati. Sadbhutamartham pradyotayati. So, that ekagra chitta, it is a state of mind in which alone concentration can happen. Concentration can happen in other minds, other types of minds also. But that is not samadhi, that is not yoga, we discussed that. But that concentration which happens in ekagra chitta, that deep concentration which happens in one pointed mind, that is genuine yoga. So this smriti sadhana leads to the state of mind called chittaikagrya. That is one pointedness of the mind we get on account of this smriti sadhana. That leads to samadhi, that leads to deep concentration. Or in this case it could be sampragnata samadhi, where it leads to prajna, that is knowledge. So this is the roadmap, so to say. So this smriti sadhana will lead to chittaikagrya, that is one pointedness of the mind. Only then will we be able to deeply concentrate and achieve the state called sampragnata yoga, where all other vrittis are restrained except the one pertaining to the object of meditation. That gives rise to prajna, that is knowledge of the object of meditation. That leads to paravairagya, and paravairagya leads to asampragnata yoga. We had seen these stages earlier. Paravairagya is gunavaitrishyam. Tatparam purushakhyate gunavaitrishyam. So this knowledge will lead to detachment even from the gunas, that is paravairagya, that leads to asampragnata yoga. So this is the roadmap, so to say, and it's very useful for us to gauge where we are and how we are progressing and why we should undertake spiritual life. We should also ask these questions to ourselves as to why am I undertaking spiritual life? Is it based on faith? Is it giving rise to energy? Am I able to undertake smriti sadhana? And is it leading to that one-pointedness of the mind? So that's why this sutra is very important from the standpoint of sadhana. Right. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Namaste.